Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mahdi Insaf, and today I want you to keep that quote in mind. Because every single one of us, at some point, has felt that quiet fear, that uncomfortable thought in the back of our minds, the idea that maybe our failures define who we are. And for a long, long time, I believed that too. Every mistake felt like proof. Every setback felt personal. Every disappointment made me question myself. Is this who I really am? Am I just the things I couldn't do? I used to say. But here's something I learned. My failures do not decide my worth. I do. Failure is very, very convincing. It talks a lot. It tells us that everyone else is ahead, that we are behind, and that it's not meant for us. It's only meant for the people who are stronger, smarter, or luckier. And without noticing it, we quietly start believing it. Think about how we treat success and failure. When others rise, we cheer them on. But when we fall, we judge ourselves instantly. But nobody remembers how many times somebody stumbled. What people remember is the comeback. A baby falls again and again and again while trying to learn how to walk. And nobody says, yeah, walking is clearly not for you. No. We laugh, we clap, we celebrate, and we encourage every single tiny step. So you tell me, why do we stop treating ourselves that way as we grow older? Why does one bad grade, one failure, one missed opportunity make us question everything about ourselves? For a long time, I let my mistakes weigh me down. I treated failure like a proof of my limits instead of seeing it as a lesson. But the moment I started asking myself, why am I letting my failures decide my worth? Everything started to change. Because here's what I realized. Here's the truth. My failures were the greatest teachers. They taught me growth, resilience, the courage to stand up even when staying down felt easier. How to begin again, even when it felt uncomfortable. And each time I got back up, I became stronger than the version of me that fell. Here's what I want you to remember. Your failure does not decide your worth. You do. Effort, consistency, you believing that you can do it, it's all a part of it. It's all a part of the journey. Failing does not mean that you're weak. It does not mean the end for you. It means that you're learning, you're growing, you're trying, and that you're human. The ones who rise the highest aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to break, the ones who refuse to stay down. So from today, I'm choosing something different. I am choosing growth over regret. Failure, I'm choosing to see it as part of the journey, not the end of it. I'm choosing to see progress instead of failure, instead of perfection. And I hope you choose the same too. Because the moment that you realize, the moment that you stop letting your failures define who you are, The moment that you step in a world where your confidence shines in every action you take, the moment that you realize that your worth is not fragile, you become unstoppable. The moment that you understand that you know that your setbacks don't define you, you rise higher than you ever expected. Here's what I want you to remember. What you need to remember. Your worth is not valued by how you are, how you fall in life, but by how you stand. You are worth more than your past mistakes. You are worth more than your doubts. Your future is worth more than anything you have ever lost. Failures will happen. Mistakes will happen. But they do not get to write your story. You do. And that story is still being written with growth, courage, and belief. Before I finish, I want you to take something with you before I leave. You will stumble again. Even after today, even after your motivation fades. And you shouldn't worry. That's okay. We all fall in life. We all stumble. And like I said, our failures teach us. We must remember that greatness is not built on persistence alone, but is built on growth, your courage, your beliefs, and your effort. The people that we admired were not fearless. They learned how to stand, how to move forward, even when they felt unsure. They kept going. So even when your failure tells you to stop, I want you to remember that your failures don't define you. You are you. Remember that falling is not the end, that your worth is not fragile, that whatever's going wrong in your life, it's always a new beginning. A new beginning for a comeback that is going to be even greater. So the next time your life tries to convince you that you are not enough, you are not good enough for this world, say this with confidence, with pride in your heart. My failures do not get to decide whether I am worthy. My worth decides my future. And if you believe that, there is nothing that can stop you from reaching for the stars. Thank you.